Tonight, across the country, death rates, once declining, are now trending up, with death tolls surging more than 50% over the last month in at least 6 states, including Arizona, Florida, and Texas, where the virus has killed more than 3,000 people. Now, an Army medical task force heads to Houston, expected to arrive Monday, as the governor warns the state is at risk of shutting back down.
We're seeing in the state of Texas, the next step would have to be a lockdown.
In some counties there, echoes of New York's COVID crisis. Morgues requesting refrigerator trucks to help store bodies, including Nueces County, where on Friday authorities announced a 6-week-old infant died of coronavirus complications. Refrigerator trucks also requested in Arizona, where hospitalizations hit a record. Near Tucson, one funeral home manager worries she's running out of space.
I don't want to be at 2 o'clock in the morning wondering what we're going to do with someone's loved one that we don't have space for.
At least 40 states now seeing a dramatic increase in cases, with Florida the epicenter. The state recorded a staggering 75,000 new cases in just over a week. Today in Louisiana, a mandatory mask order, and all bars will be closed. The governor's response to a spike in cases.
As recently as June the 19th, Louisiana was number 10 in the country per capita cases. Today we're number 3.
And in Georgia, the case count more than doubled in the last month, triggering a standoff between the governor and the mayor of Atlanta. Governor Brian Kemp insists Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms' plan to roll back the city's reopening is legally unenforceable. But across the country, the mayor of San Francisco says rollbacks are part of the new normal. Her plans to reopen the city now on hold due to a recent spike in cases.
These openings and closings, these things are going to sadly be a part of our life now. And so the certainty that we all want and look forward to is no longer exists.
A harsh new reality all too apparent in San Antonio. This week, a patient in their 30s died of the virus after attending a COVID-19 party.
Just before the patient died, they looked at their nurse and they said, "I think I made a mistake. I thought this was a hoax, but it's not."
Aaron joins us now from Burbank, California. Aaron, what are officials saying about rollbacks where you are?
Jose, here in California, 6 out of the 7 pandemic indicators are moving in the wrong direction. The LA mayor says if this continues, he may have to shut things back down.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.